Hey guys, and how about we watch Meta vs. Carolina? Alright, I don't know Red vs. Blue, sadly. I really do want to get into it, but it's really far along and it's just really intimidating thinking about catching up with it, you know? Well, anyway, I have absolutely no inkling of who's going to win because I don't know these people. So, anyway, I suppose we'll just get right into watching.
Who would win in a fight? Now, if that's not
That's
the most
odd.
popular question asked around Project Freelancer,
That's
I don't
different.
know what is. Oh, no, wait. It'd probably be, hey, where do these AI keep coming from? Or,
Oh yeah,
have you
it's
noticed
a
that we're looking for
tie-in
people
with
lately?
Red vs. Blue,
Anyway,
so...
there's been plenty of action-packed punch-outs and kick-ass karate matches over the years, but we never really saw a matchup between two of our heaviest hitters, Carolina and the Meta. Let's see if we can do something about that.
Hey. Yeah? You ever wonder who'd win in a fight between Carolina and the Meta? No.
Yeah, this is very
Nerds on the
different.
internet care about that kind of crap. Yeah? Why do you think I'm asking you? Come on, picture it. It'd be totally badass. Well, yeah, I guess. Carolina would definitely win, though. Bullshit. You're just picking her because you're scared of girls. Meta's way scary.
I don't understand any of this.
Oh, I didn't realize scariness was the deciding factor in a fight to the fucking death. Genius. Hey, Reds! What are you talking about? Oh, Griff was just asking what would happen if Carolina and Meta fought. By who? One another. Another who? What? What? Just ignore it. Oh, you mean death battle. I mean, sure. Oh, awesome! Hang on, I know some smart people that can help. Be right back!
Yeah, this is... I don't know how to commentate on this. This is just kind of...
But I do know that you're still fucking wrong. Okay, I'm back. That was fast. Yep, I called command and they sent two of their best scientist fighting people to help us. Their best? Really?
And that's how you write your name in Buckshot.
Alright, enough screwing around. We've got a job to do.
Oh, fine.
I think you're forgetting that command's best is just a step up from incompetent. They sent us donut. I rest my case. Introducing cheese and broomstick!
It's Whiz and Boomstick.
Wow, those are the dumbest names I've ever heard. Franklin Delano Donut.
I feel like I'm just reacting to Red vs. Blue at this point.
I thought you were supposed to be smart. I'm wearing a helmet. Oh my god, me too! Alright, so how you guys do this? You just, draw names out of a hat? Cast some chicken bones around?
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Why did you say it like that?
Just watch.
Before there was Red vs. Blue,
All right.
there was Project Freelancer. The Freelancers were highly trained soldiers with experimental weaponry and a mission
So now it's normal
not
death
even
battle,
they knew
okay.
what it was.
Kinda stupid in hindsight, but these were true soldiers. The biggest and strongest of them all was Agent Maine.
Maine was the muscle of the team, relying on his brute strength, wrestling styles, and his unwavering ferocity to intimidate and crush his foes.
While he likes carrying an M6G Magnum pistol into battle, he really likes a certain alien grenade launcher he stole, the Type 25 grenade launcher, aka the Brute Shot. I mean, seriously, look at this thing. It's got a
And what does it do?
and can fire
Never
4
mind.
rounds in 3 seconds. Let's test that, shall we?
Hey, that's mine! Give it back! Ah! Ah!
Well, in conclusion, I love this thing. So the guy was a badass fighter. Too bad Project Freelancer ended up turning him into a monster.
Long story short, the director of Project Freelancer received a rare artificial intelligence for testing.
The director imagined an army of super soldiers.
Yeah, this
paired
is a
with
really
AIs, but he could only get
interesting
the one.
death
Being
battle.
the resourceful scientist he was, the director decided to torture the AI, forcing it to separate its raw emotions into multiple personalities to save itself. These personalities were captured as individual AI fragments and paired with different freelancers. Trust me, that's science.
total
He was given
science.
Sigma, the AI fragment
No
representing
fiction in there
ambition and creativity.
whatsoever.
And apparently
Complete
being creative
science.
means you're fucking evil.
Desperate to gather his fellow AI fragments and reform into a perfect AI, Sigma manipulated and brainwashed Maine, turning him into
I have
the
to say, I
murdering
am very
psychopath
impressed
known
with
as
Rooster
the
Teeth
Meta.
animations a lot of the time.
Meta went on a rampage, betraying his fellow freelancers and stealing their AIs. He was like the Predator, but bigger, meaner, and with tons of overpowered equipment.
His domed energy shield creates a nigh-impregnable force field.
It can block bullets, explosions, and even
We know what a
shells
bubble
from
shield
tanks.
is.
Allow us to demonstrate. Here's Griff inside an energy shield.
Yeah, so?
And here's a tank operated by Caboose.
And what could go wrong? Oh, shit. Fire in the hole in one! Whew.
Let's try that again, Blue Buddy.
Yes, sir, Captain Notepad. Huh? Wait, it ran out of... Ah!
Now, if the energy shield had been there, Griff would have been fine.
Wow! Science is fun. I've said it for years!
As if that weren't enough, the Meta's active camouflage turns him practically invisible. His strength boost enhancement grants him, well, super strength, and most impressive.
I mean, it
his
is
temporal
kinda funny,
distortion
but
device can slow time to a
it's
He can turn invisible
really
and
odd
stop
for a
time.
death battle.
This guy sounds unstoppable.
crawl. Unfortunately, running so much equipment alongside so many AI fragments consumes a lot of power. But that hasn't stopped him from killing several freelancers and stealing 7 other AIs.
Not to mention, the dude can take a hit and keep on going, even when that hit is taking 9 shots point blank to the neck. Man, and I thought my voice made my throat hurt. No wonder he never talks.
The only thing that could stop him was when a couple of idiots stabbed him in the chest, tied him to a car, and threw that car off a cliff into the freezing ocean.
But let's be fair, Wiz. That's a pretty fucking hardcore way to go.
Hey, wait a minute. Where'd you get all this footage? Have you been spying on us? Don't worry about it.
Leading the troops of Project Freelancer, Agent Carolina was supposedly the best of the best. She commanded the team through many successful missions, mastered several martial arts, and her top spot on the leaderboard seemed
Leaderboard? What?
untouchable.
Until a mysterious stranger showed up out of the blue and ruined everything. But we'll get to that later. Carolina carries a wider variety of weapons than most freelancers. Over the course of her career, she's favored the standard Magnum pistol, dual plasma rifles, a grappling hook which can operate in outer space, a humbler stun device which is basically a shock baton, and a long-range BR-55 battle rifle. It's not as flashy as a shotgun, but it's got an impressive range of over 3,000 feet.
Ow! Why me?
It just feels right.
Like many other freelancers, Carolina also possesses an AI companion. Several, actually, but for this matchup, we'll be focusing on the time she spent with Epsilon, the memory of the original Alpha AI the director fragmented. It's also known as Church.
Huh.
Like the other AI fragments, Epsilon experiences time 205 times slower than a human being, and therefore drastically speeds up Carolina's thoughts and reaction time.
Well, that's good.
Too bad he's kind of an asshole.
That's not good.
And by kind of, I mean that's basically his thing.
Guys, I'm an asshole.
In her post-freelancer career, Carolina made it her mission to track down as much experimental armor equipment as possible. And let me tell you, she did a pretty damn good job. Like Maine, she managed to acquire the domed energy
Come on,
shield,
everyone
but
has
also
the bubble
picked up
shield.
adaptive camouflage, a speed boost, and a healing unit.
Unfortunately, just one AI fragment isn't enough to run all of this equipment at once. In battle, if Carolina's not careful, she can accidentally push Epsilon too far and essentially short-circuit him.
Yeah, for a leader, she's kind of hot-headed and super competitive. Like when Agent Texas joined the freelancer crew and started showing her up, Carolina started making a lot of stupid mistakes.
There's a lot going on here. Turns out the director was Carolina's father all along, and Tex was actually the AI fragment memory of his deceased wife.
Oh,
Meaning Carolina's greatest rival for her father's approval was actually her own mother.
Wait, what? You're making that up.
You guys didn't know that? Where have you been? Pay attention.
what?
Seriously, guys, it's like super obvious. Huh. Suddenly everything makes a lot more sense. Fuck, dude.
Remember when all we used to do was stand around and talk?
Yeah, good times.
Good times.
Ow!
Still love this thing.
Regardless, Carolina is one tough woman. She's defeated several other freelancers, saved an entire planet from civil war, and once blocked the shockwave of a nuclear explosion.
G and Epsilon were even skilled enough to track down dear old Dad after he went into hiding, just to help him kill
What?
himself. Jeez, that got dark real fast.
I'm your true warrior.
Alright. So now we actually get to see the animation. Now I think I'll have something cool to commentate on, because I didn't know what to say about all that.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder who this is animated by. Torian, Rooster Teeth, or maybe like a pairing? Definitely looks like Torian.
Time.
Oh, yeah, just 0.03 milliseconds too slow. Looks like I'm picking the movie tonight.
Ugh. Can it not be another garbage action movie?
Oh, come on, they're hilarious. Everyone talks in one-liners and the plot's non-existent. It's like the characters are just there to beat the shit out of each other. Uh-oh.
What is it?
I think we're about to have company.
Name.
Not exactly.
Well, that must be weird, living with all of those things in your head.
Okay, if we win, you can totally pick the movie. Not working!
I can see that.
Yeah, this is definitely Torian, but oh, that stun baton doesn't seem to work too well on him.
You sure you can't set that thing to kill? Just hold on!
Wonder when she's gonna get her weapons. Oh wait, she has one on her back. I noticed that like right as I said it.
Church, where is he?
I'm on it. Scanning. Your left!
Whoa. No. I think Meta might have this. He's just such a powerhouse. And he already destroyed, like, one of her best weapons, right?
Church, I need armor enhancement.
Which ones?
All of them.
That doesn't seem like a good idea. Huh? Shit. Damn it! Okay. Focusing on the healing unit. I got you. Carolina, can you hear me?
Oh, that's a lot of bullet holes. Wonder why they weren't working earlier.
Okay, seriously? What the fuck? Hey, wait! Hold up. Hey, so
What?
I know you're about to pummel her ginger face in and all, but you also only talk in grunts, so I'm just gonna say this one line for you, okay? Just this one time. Oh!
Ooh. Cool. Nice one.
Church,
Yeah?
no action movies.
Holy shit! I know! He did not even have a head under his helmet! He was a ghost the whole time! I told you! Like Bruce Willis. Bullshit! Meta's stronger! He should have won!
Not true, Griff. As the freelancer leaderboard proves, strength isn't everything.
Carolina's mastery of martial arts let her hold her own, and her use of equipment allowed her to match and even counter the metas. He may have gained an upper hand with his temporal distortion, but Carolina's healing unit quickly repaired damage done during the attack.
Even though the meta had all that powerful equipment, it drained his suit's energy way too fast. Carolina tried to use all of her equipment at once and failed. Luckily, she had Epsilon to change tactics and focus on recovery.
Which brings us to what is perhaps the most
it was a
important
good
factor of the
It was a
fight,
good animation.
the relationship between Freelancer and artificial intelligence. The meta was brainwashed and manipulated by 8 different AI, effectively filling his head with an unintelligible mess of voices and commands. In contrast, Carolina and Epsilon worked together as partners with a mutual trust, both capable of making judgment calls to make up for each other's weaknesses.
Whatever. I still say it should have been the meta.
Says the guy who can't tell the difference between a car and a Puma.
I can tell the difference. It was a matter of comparison.
The meta just couldn't get ahead of his competition.
The
All right,
winner is
will we get
Agent
next time?
Carolina.
Hey, what in Sam hell are you boys doing in here? Fraternizing with the Blue Devil and a... Who the hell are these dirtbags?
Whoa, easy there, sir. We're just here from command.
Hey, nice shotgun. I like the cut of your jib.
Well, what do you know? Someone who has an eye for the finer things in life.
Oh, you better believe it.
You know, you remind me of someone. Almost like the son that I never wanted.
Oh, that's funny. I was about to say you're like the pappy I never had. When I was a kid, he ran out on us to join the army and never came back.
Huh. Well, how about that? Time to move along, I guess. Nothing to see here. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop.
All right.
What a nice guy. We had an absolute blast working on the episode. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the full series of Red vs. Blue on roosterteeth.com.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
All right.
And follow us on social media so you're up to date on the latest death battle details. Just follow the links in the description.
That was very
Thanks
different.
for watching.
Are we getting it next time? Yes.
Next time
Thank goodness.
on Death Battle.
Targets acquired. You and me, right now.
Ah. Cammy versus Sonya. That's a different one. Alright, talking. I mean, I feel like I was saying this the entire time, but it was very different. It was funny, but it was so different. It didn't really feel too much like a traditional death battle. Hopefully the next one's back to normal. I mean, of course it will be, because this one was a tie-in. And hey, none of the fights that I suggested in my top 10 video that I'm just blatantly advertising right now, none of them were this one that got announced, so that's cool. Cammy versus Sonya. Honestly, I don't know too much about them, but I know that they're both, like, military people, so it should be pretty cool. Should be pretty even, I think. And I don't have any qualms with this episode, because I don't really care for these characters like I do for some others. I'm not sure if they were represented well, but I have to assume they were, because this was literally a partnership with Rooster Teeth. It would kind of be insulting if they did misinterpret the characters or misrepresent the characters. So yeah, I guess that was an episode. Well, anyway, you know the drill. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, then subscribe to the channel. Alright, see you in the next video.